Hello, growers. Want to boost your sales, reach new customers, and streamline your sales process, all from your home office? Ready Farmer One, my book, is your ultimate guide to making it happen. Imagine increasing your farm's revenue without ever spending a Saturday at the farmer's market. The book will show you how to create, design, and market an online farm store. Learn from real farmers sharing real stories about how they move their stores online, freeing up their weekends and increasing their sales. Get my book, Ready Farmer One, on Amazon and transform your farm business today.
So if you wanted to grow everything you grew on one chunk of land and have the appropriate spacing to keep genetics isolated, would you need 2 acres? Would you need 10 acres? Do you have a guesstimate on how much space you need to keep all this straight?
So then we get to isolation. If you're a grower, let's say you have tomatoes, a lot of people wouldn't have to worry about tomatoes because it's not very common that bees go from one tomato plant to another to pollinate. Most of the time, they self-pollinate before that. And so people growing tomatoes, sometimes peppers, depending upon the pepper variety, they don't need a lot of distance. Cucumbers and melons, you need a lot of distance, or you need to use other techniques. So here's some of the techniques that I use. I use netting, the usual netting, and I also can use I don't know if they're called not canasta. Anyways, those little bags, those little wedding gift bags that go canasta. It's another word with asta. Anyways, the wedding bags that can go over the fruit and they're netted. So you could do that for isolation, and then you could hand pollinate. Another thing I do is, let's say I do timing. I only grow one variety at a time. That variety is finished, I grow another variety. And with timing, sometimes you can get the timing a little off. If you get the timing a little off, you just pick off the male flowers off of one of the varieties, and that will keep. Usually, it's the older one that's just pretty much finished. There's just some male flowers pollen still around. You pull off those male flowers. There's no crossing. There's a number of other techniques, like you could grow in a greenhouse and only open the greenhouse at certain times. Yet, for me, if I were to grow on a chunk of land, I would probably need green in openings and closings, or netted spaces with openings and closings to let the bees in and out, because isolation is a huge issue for growing cucumbers and melons. One thing I can do anytime, I can grow regular cucumber right next to regular melon, next to a Melithra scabra, which is a mouse melon or sandy, and I can grow those right next to a Cucumis angoria, which is a gherkin, an African gherkin, those little spiky ones. You can grow all those right next to each other, they'll never cross. But within species, a lot of the Cucumis family, it crosses real easy, so you have to be real careful.
What distance do you think you need to have to separate? Is it 50 feet?
No, if there's no plants between point A and point B, you need a mile. If there's
Okay.
a lot,
Okay.
if there's a lot of flowering plants between one place and another, and there's a lot of obstacles between one place and another, then you need a lot less. I can't say exactly, but
It's a big distance.
yeah, you just have to be really careful and thoughtful. So I had a variety I was expecting not to do well in my greenhouse, and it was getting too hot. And I had a variety outside of my greenhouse that was starting to flower. It was starting to produce female flowers. So what I had to do is I had to take the variety from in the greenhouse in 10-inch netted or 10-inch hydroponic pots, or 10-inch whatever those things are, those netted pots. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I had to plant them in my backyard next to or near those other ones, but then I had to net those ones that came from the greenhouse to just have them finish up. And then every several days I went out there and uncovered it and hand pollinated and then covered it back up, and that's how I that's how I rolled the rest of the summer with that variety, which is a variety from Greece.
Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower, a proud retailer of the Sumi Soaker system. The Sumi Soaker system is an irrigation game changer. It offers multiple advantages for market gardeners. Even gentle watering without dry spots common with wobblers. The system is lightweight and portable, so you can use it with quick rotation crops. It's low maintenance with no parts to break or clog. It's versatile. You can use it for direct seeding, transplants, and cover crops. And it's very cost effective compared to overhead options. And maybe one of its best and most unique features is it can put down water in a rectangular pattern, which is very different than rotating sprinklers that leave circular patterns, often with dry corners and overwatered centers. If you want to learn more about the Sumi Soaker system, use the link below or visit us at shop.moderngrower.co.